I want to talk to you today about a film that I believe has the power to be able to impact culture in this country for the better. It is entitled The Last Rodeo, starring Neal McDonough, and it was put out by Angel Studios. Now, if you know anything about the content that Angel Studios has been putting out lately, it's phenomenal. And it's not just some corny Christian flick. My criticism of Christian movies in the past has been that they're often very cheesy and low budget. This is not the case with Angel Studios. In fact, let me show you the trailer and then I want to talk about it because I believe that this would transform the hearts of people in this country for the better and really tug on your heartstrings and motivate men in particular to be the best version of themselves. Take a look at this.
He is a natural on a steer.
Let's go! Dad, I don't want him riding bulls. We've already been through this. Please don't encourage him.
What are your thoughts on next year's championship final?
Well, it'd be great if Joe Wainwright could ride again.
But if you entered that, you'd whoop their...
Who taught you how to talk like that?
You.
That's not bad for an old fart.
Charlie, I want to ride.
Ain't no way on God's green earth you riding in the PBR.
This is a joke. Have you lost your mind?
I'm going to say goodbye to Cody first.
Not one word.
Well, that went well.
Yeah, very.
I heard you're gonna ride in the competition. Mom doesn't seem too pleased about it.
Oh, well, this is gonna be big.
This ain't the senior circuit.
But I can't break free.
What is that? Chocolate milk?
Let's ride, boy.
Cody needs surgery. I can't afford it. I have no money.
How you feeling?
I told you I've got this.
I want to ride like the wind for my grandson.
Can't stop me now. Not getting hurt. Lace on my crown. Take my victory. Whoa.
I can't keep blaming you. I just gotta let go and move forward.
Joe Wainwright, 3-time world champ, rides again for Cody.
That's a genuine, true legend right there.
Focus.
It's not my first rodeo, Pops.
This film caught my eye because I have always been a fan of the rodeo ever since I was a child. And I love the culture around the rodeo. It's very manly and very patriotic. And I think it's one of the most unique sports that we have in America today. But this film, which was written by its star, Neal McDonough, who you will recognize if you're a fan of the TV show Yellowstone, follows a retired rodeo cowboy who is forced to get back into the rodeo because of a personal tragedy. His grandson has a brain tumor, and Neal realizes that if he gets back into the rodeo, he can win a tournament which would more than finance his grandson's operation. So you have a guy who is about 60 years old, past his prime, with a broken back, who has his back against the wall, pun intended. And so he gets back into the rodeo, not for himself, but to save his grandson's life. And he has a friend who thinks he's nuts, but realizes that he's got to do this, even though it might kill him. Keep in mind, he broke his back. And that's why he retired. And so the friend who thinks he's nuts says, I think you're insane. But I realize why you're doing this. And if you're going to do it, I'm going to help you because I love you, I love your family. The man also has a lot of personal tragedy because you find out that he lost his wife and he's bitter at life. He's angry, he's bitter at God, and it is through this process of training for the rodeo to get back into fighting shape that he realizes that it is only God who can help him. And it was God that, even though he couldn't see it, had his back the whole time. This is the kind of movie that America needs to see, because I believe that it is only when we have our back against the wall that we find out what we're truly made of. And it's not God's fault when tragedy strikes, but God is our help and our anchor when we struggle through life. And we can overcome everything, even death, because of Christ. And that is what this movie puts at its center. I believe that America needs to see more stories like this. So when you have a movie that has the ability to put a message like that, a Christ-centered message of self-discovery and the power and the love of Jesus Christ in America's face, because I believe that's what we need. When you have a movie like that, I'm going to shine a light on it. I'm going to talk about it, because men need to realize this in particular. Men need to realize that it is only through the sacrifice of self for a greater purpose that we realize the meaning of life and we find out what we're truly made of. And that is a revolutionary message. I believe that is part of why America is lost right now, because we have forgotten that it is only through sacrifice of ourselves, voluntarily, for a greater purpose, that we find out what life really means. And this movie does that in a unique way. And it's not one of those corny Christian flicks, as I said before. It's very well done. And I want to applaud Neal McDonough for writing this script and doing what I believe is a phenomenal job as the star. And I want to applaud Angel Studios for putting out great Christian content that would appeal not just to Christians, but I believe this movie has universal themes in it that the whole country needs to see. And I dare you not to feel inspired by it and to feel challenged by it, to look inside yourself and not to blame God when tragedy strikes, but to look inside yourself and realize that God is always there and He will help you when life gets hard, and that you can conquer everything through Christ, even the impossible. And that is the central message of this movie. If you haven't seen it, I would highly recommend it. If you have, do me a favor and drop a comment down below and tell me what you thought about it, because I thought it was absolutely phenomenal. I want to applaud Angel Studios for putting out excellent content that puts Christianity at the forefront. You know, my gripe with Christians in culture today is that we often shrink back from the things that matter. And historically, it has always been Christians that have been the movers and shakers, the ones who push society forward for the better. And so I'm glad to see a Christian finance studio doing the hard work to push America back to Christ through their storytelling. So I want to applaud Neal McDonough and Angel Studios for putting out this movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's available on the Angel Studios app. It's also available on Prime. so you can rent it. It's definitely worth the money. And do me a favor, like this video so it helps out the algorithm, share it so that more people see it, and subscribe to my channel for Christ-centered, America-loving content.